I was only 18 when I was diagnosed with cancer. I first noticed when I was in the shower one day, this was like a week before I had a really big tennis tournament, and I just felt a little bump, and I remember my first thought, because I'm totally like worst case scenario thinker, I was like, oh my God, I have cancer. That week kind of like nothing happened, and then I went to this tennis tournament in South Texas. I was feeling really winded and really fatigued, and I was in really good shape at the time, so I couldn't figure out what was going wrong, and even my dad said something. That night, I got a really bad fever. It was like 102 plus for like at least 2 weeks. We didn't know what was going on, so I went basically like I would go to the doctor every day and wait and be like, so what do you think it is? After we received the diagnosis, I remember everyone being shocked. I was young, so it was unexpected, and then also that type of cancer is really rare in general. I think the percent chance of getting it is like 0.000019 or something. The treatment process, it's awful, as you would expect. In the beginning, I would have to carry around this little like black canvas battery pack looking thing. That's the one that hits you the hardest, where you can't walk and you just feel like worse than you've ever felt in your life. My family was amazing during my treatment. I feel really bad for my sister because she was so little. She was great, and she would always like write me posters and cards and tell me she loves me. My dad would always go, like once I would start to feel better, he'd try to go on walks with me. He'd always give me like words of encouragement where he'd say so little, but it meant so much to me at the time, because he's not the type of person that conveys his emotions that way. And my mom is just like a rock. She was always there, always so sweet, and she still is. She's like a martyr. She's like the nicest person in the world. After my second round of chemo, they did a CT scan to see if the chemo was working, and at that point, they couldn't find any, a trace of cancer in me. So I remember on the last day of chemo, it was March 1st. I walked in, he like patted me on the back and was like, "You're done now," and gave me a hug. And his assistant, Bonnie, I remember hugging her the day I was done, and she just seemed so like genuinely happy for me. And I don't know, obviously I wanted to get out of there for sure, but on some level it's like they become your family, and even the people sitting next to you at chemo kind of become your family. After learning more about Fifth Third Bank and Stand Up to Cancer and kind of their mission and being really proactive and trying to, do everything with like the most cutting edge technology, I feel like that was a huge, amazing decision on their part to partner up with them, because they could have partnered up with any charitable organization. So I feel like that says something about who they are,